has no boundaries. Everyone treasures their own cuisines, but for newcomers, food takes on other meanings. They diligently preserve their cuisine to give a taste of home to their new American home, instill the love of their home country to their children, and lastly, proudly represent their culture in our America the Beautiful. Spice and Recipe does all the above by introducing recipes from different countries enriched with human stories and comparison of tradition. Hi, I'm Mike DiGiacomo, a born and raised American and a food lover, and I invite you to join me as we discover the origins of flavor, the journey of spices, and the recipes of the world. Welcome to this episode of Spice and Recipe, the origins of flavor. Today I'm taking you to Yemen to introduce a unique blend of spices, a staple of Yemeni cuisine, Hawaj spice. There's a short segment about this spice blend, and then we'll come back in the studio with our next guest. Hawaj spice is a blend of at least 4 core spices: black pepper, cardamom, cumin, and turmeric. However, the portions and the spice choice can differ based on your preferences. Some other typical spices mixed in the blend are coriander and cloves. The blend can be used as whole or ground. If you prefer it ground, roast the spices first in a dry pan and then ground them together. This unique condiment originated in Yemen and is a staple of the country's cuisine, but it is widely used in Israel as well. Hawaj spice is your key to adding flavor to everything. Use it as a rub for grilled meat, seafood, and vegetables, especially eggplants. Add it to soups, stews, sauces, rice, and even serve it as a dip. Depending on the spice choice, the blend can be used in hot beverages like coffee as well. The spice can be easily made at home, an option that allows you to create your own version, but you can buy it as well. The price varies from $1.50 to about $12 for an ounce of Hawaj spice. A unique blend, just like my guest today. She has Yemeni roots, grew up in the United Kingdom, and now calls Omaha home. Amal Alexander, thanks for being here on the show. Good to see you.
Thank you.
How
Thanks
are you?
for having me. Good.
I want to learn more about you a little bit. So you grew up in the UK, but you're originally from Yemen.
Yes, my parents are from Yemen. I grew up in UK, and I had I went to school there. I went studied there, went to college, and then I even got married and had my kids, and then at some point I ended up in Nebraska.
That's the typical. At some point, I just ended up in Nebraska. How did you get to the UK? Can you talk about that process? What took you to the UK?
Well, members of my family were studying there, and then my mom was also, she was studying there, and then later on we moved there. They loved it, so and then eventually it just became home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is a cooking show, so you're kind of a blend, like the spice blend we're going to be talking about today. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit, what's your favorite type of cuisine? I know the Yemen cuisine that we're going to make today, the dish that we're going to make today, that's, right. It kind of takes you back to your childhood.
Yeah, I mean, as you get older, you kind of appreciate, your traditional food. But I eat all types of food: Italian food, Chinese food, and and then also in the Arab culture we have so many types, and then each one is different. Like the Syrian is different, and then there's the Palestinians and the Yemeni, and then so we all have different types. So I like to try different types of food.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I love this show so much, because I get to sample foods from all around the world. Right. Okay, let's talk about this particular dish that we're going to make today. What is this with the Hawaji spices?
So the Hawaj is our main national spice, as you said, and then it's a mixture of different spices that you toast it, and then to get the oils out, and then it brings the flavor more. And then you just mix it. You either grind it, or you use a blender, or you just use a grinder. Yeah. But the main thing is to toast it. So that's what we can do today. And,
let's start. Can we talk about these spices first? I had mentioned in the clip before we introduced you, but can we talk about these 4 ingredients?
So this is a coriander, and this is a turmeric, this is and cumin. And that is, and this is pepper, black pepper.
Black pepper.
but we also add cardamom and cloves. So, you know, the more, the better, actually. Yeah.
But this is the base.
This is the base.
Okay.
Yes.
So we start, do we need to brown some of this?
We can, yes, to toast it a little bit,
Toast it a little bit.
and use the pan. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just add. We can start with the coriander.
Okay. Do you put any oil in there, or you just toast it without oil?
Without oil.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely, without oil. It needs because it has these have their own oils.
Yeah.
So when you toast it, it actually brings out, you know, all the oils, and then therefore the stronger, the better the flavor as you do that. And then, so I'm just gonna toast all this together. I'm gonna do the dry ingredients first. And then as they toast, you just sort of wiggle it. It just takes a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
You just need to like make sure that it's a little bit warm.
Well, as we mentioned, you can buy this as well. Do you like it better fresh when it's freshly toasted and ground down?
Yes. It's much more, the flavor is way better when you do it this way.
Yeah.
So I think this is almost done.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
what do you think is the most important spice for the Hawaji spice?
It's not, you need more than one for sure.
Yeah.
But the main ones are the coriander and the turmeric is important, and the cumin.
Yeah.
The cumin is vital.
Is there one of those spices that provides the most flavor, or is it just the combination blend?
The combination, absolutely the combination. So I'm just gonna put these in this little mortar. So these are already, as you can see, they have warmed up.
Okay.
And
do you just grind them together?
You just grind them together, yeah. And then you need the rest of them.
You want to put the pepper in?
Yeah, the pepper.
You want me to put all this in?
Yeah.
Okay. There's that.
And then
Put this in?
Yeah, please, thank you. And then you grind it.
Okay.
So
Do you want it to be almost like a powder, or how much do you want it?
Preferably, yes. The more you grind it, and then, you know, the more, because you don't want the big pieces, you want it to be more powdery.
Yeah.
So, and then once you've done that, you prepare your sauce to marinate.
This takes some work.
It takes some work.
I mean, it's not like
it's not.
I don't know if we can get a camera to look in here, but I've been crushing it for a while, and you can see there's still some pretty big chunks in there. Right?
Yeah.
So it takes a while.
I recommend just using a machine to blend it. So
Why didn't you bring the machine?
I know, right? So I mean, this is just to
like
show,
a blender, or what? You put it
yeah,
in
a blender, or just, you know, the coffee maker as well.
Yeah.
That works.
But
And,
this, I mean, this is more old-fashioned.
This is old-fashioned.
And this is
yeah.
going to make you appreciate the meal much
Right,
better if you
right.
grind this down this way.
Yeah.
Do you make this at home?
I make it like enough to like last at least a month.
You do, okay.
Yeah, and the flavor does keep. So, you know, you don't have to. So, I mean, I think you're doing well.
I think that's good.
Yeah, that's
There's still
good.
some bigger chunks in there.
So
I'm sure in a perfect world, you will probably want a little more ground than that. But
So that's why today's technology, I just use the grind to actual machine.
yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. Well, just because of time constraints, we'll wrap this up. Okay.
So normally we use this. The dish that we're making today is called a mandi.
Mm-hmm.
It's our national, you know, dish. It's called mandi. So either you can make it with chicken or with meat.
Mm-hmm.
And today's one is with chicken. So normally you will take the spice, and then to make it a little bit softer, I actually use a little bit of yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
So you just take the yogurt and then a couple of spoons.
Is that just like a Greek yogurt, or what kind of yogurt?
I use Greek yogurt, yeah, or regular yogurt is fine.
Yeah.
And then you add the. This is quite heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy. You want me to pour it in there?
We can just use the spoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a certain amount you want to put in there?
Yeah. So you just add that, and then you blend it. You just mix it. You just mix it, and then you use this to marinate the chicken.
Gotcha.
It's either at least an hour. I've done mine overnight, so you know, the more the flavors blend in, you know, the better.
And so this
can
is
you
just
smell it?
marinating.
I
Yeah.
can.
Oh, it smells
It
fantastic.
smells fantastic.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
it. I love the smell.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you let that marinate.
So you let that. Yeah, so you need the raw chicken, which we've already pre-prepared the chicken. So you put the raw chicken on that. You marinate it, and then a few hours or overnight, and then there's other things that goes with it as well.
Yeah.
You know, there's rice and onions. And then, but the main thing is that the Hawaj is the base of all our, all our meals, all our recipes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in this cooking show, we like to talk about the traditions and the culture,
Right.
the Yemeni culture. How are things in Yemen right now? I know there's been some difficult times, but
Yeah.
do you have family back there?
No, unfortunately, I don't have family there. I mean, in a way, thank God, but all my family are in England. But it's been, it's quite sad.
You keep up to date on.
I
the
try to.
developments over there?
It's quite sad too.
Yeah.
I try not to watch the news.
Yeah,
so,
I know. That's we all try to do
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Do you have friends over there that you maybe remember when you were kids? Have you ever kept in touch with them?
I mean, slowly, people try to leave. Honestly, it's just that's the sad part. But but it's still it's still home, I guess. One day you want it to be better, and and go back.
What are some of your favorite or fondest dishes, recipes that you recall from your youth and living in Yemen?
There's so many. We have this. My mom used to make this special. This looked like a pancake called lahah, and there's just so many things.
Is seafood, because you have the Red
Yes.
Sea right there.
Yeah, we do.
There is some
Yeah.
seafood.
Yes.
Optional. Is seafood a big part of the cuisine,
Yep.
the culture?
So we have this fish dish called mashwi, and then you sort of do it over the you sort of barbecue it, and it's really amazing. So all these things,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to also talk about your education a little bit, because your education is what took you to the United States or UK.
Right. Yeah.
There's some of that. You're an author, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You are.
I started writing children's books a couple of years ago.
May I see those?
Yeah. I wrote these books.
So how did you get started at writing children's books?
Well, what happened was, being a teacher, I love telling stories to the kids.
Yeah.
And then there were certain things in our culture that was missing. A lot of it is, like you guys have Bible stories, we have Quran stories too. And there's a lot of similarities. So I started writing. This is a book about Eid. We just celebrated Eid because it was Ramadan.
Yeah, Eid.
So Eid is a big deal.
What do you talk about in this book?
So this book, we talk about how, it's about a young girl, which is similar to a lot of people will relate. There's this excitement, like when, like similar to Christmas, there's this excitement of the next day, getting new toys and, getting new clothes, and then sharing food with your family. And then there's a young girl called Miriam, and there's her friend's name is Mary.
Yeah.
So Mary's Christian, and then Miriam is, a Muslim, and then, then I also, being part of Tri-Faith, it's, Abrahamic religion, and then they discuss about the similarities of their name and the things that we both believe in.
Yeah.
So, it makes me happy to be able to tell these things to the kids.
Especially with blended religions as well.
Right.
And I know that's something that in Omaha is very unique, the Tri-Faith Initiative.
Yeah.
Also, the American Muslim Institute is a part of that.
Yes.
Right? Can you talk about that organization, how important it is to the Muslim community?
Yeah, the Tri-Faith is, we have Muslims and Jews and Christians, we have one share sort of like a place of worship. You have the mosque, and you have the church, and you have the temple, and then we also have events where we all come together and celebrate. So because of Abrahamic religion, so we share our commonalities, celebrate our commonalities rather than our differences. So and I've been part ever since I came to Omaha. I've been part of that.
Right.
So we.
For people watching the show and that aren't familiar with the Tri-Faith campus here, like you said, it's Christian, Jewish, and then Muslim religions all together on the same campus. And so kind of not blending the religions, but all working together.
Working together and, you know, being allies, working together and, you know, understanding each other and everything. It's such an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's so unique to anywhere in the United States. Really unique right here in Omaha. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get back to the food part of this.
Right.
And I love the fact that you're writing these kids' books as well.
Thank
really
you.
cool stuff.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'll have to go through these. Check them out. Okay, let's get back to the recipe. So the chicken has been marinated. We don't have the actual raw chicken here, but we do have the final product. So it marinades overnight.
So marinades overnight, and then you just sort of brown it on the pan. You know, both sides, a couple of minutes, and then the main cooking takes part in the oven. So about 45 minutes to an hour in the oven, and then so that's it. And then you boil some rice and caramelized onions, and then that's the mandi.
Okay.
That's our national dish.
Yes. Okay. So then you put it in. So after that's all done, you put it in the oven. How long do you cook it? We have an oven. We don't have anything to put in
know,
here yet,
yeah. We about almost an hour.
About an hour on what temperature?
350.
350. Okay, and it bakes?
Yeah,
and then out of the oven.
And then from
comes
the oven
this fantastic dish. Look at this.
There's the mandi. And yeah, so the colors is just, you know, all these colors blend together.
All blended together, yeah.
Brings that, and then you've got the rice, and then you've got caramelized
Can you
onions.
talk about the rice real quick? What kind of rice do you usually use with this?
Basmati rice will work, you know.
Is that what that is?
This is basmati rice. So you boil the rice, and then, but because the chicken already has a lot of flavor, the rice doesn't really need that much flavor.
Yeah.
And then also the caramelized onions. And so that's it. That's the mandi.
Yeah, and the raisins.
And then the raisins, yes.
You blend rice and chicken together often in Yemeni cuisine, don't you?
Yeah.
Is that
rice is
fairly
the main,
typical?
Yes, it's typical. It's the main staple meal.
Yeah.
Rice mainly, yeah. And we also have bread as well that we use, but a lot of times it's just rice.
Yeah. Do you serve this on a big platter when you serve
So
this on the
normally,
table when you have a big family
when you have a
gathering
big,
over?
yes, a big
And then
feast.
you just pass it around, or people take a piece of chicken and then some rice, or how does that work?
So you've got the big main plate in the middle of the table, and then everybody sort of just takes their own, you know, serves. You serve yourself however much you can eat.
Yeah.
So then that's it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. There's just a
you.
couple things we want to announce. We want to make sure you go to our YouTube channel, because that's where all these shows are posted. You can check out Amal's segment. And you can view all the others we've done through this season and last season as well. Just a few things we want to mention. We do want to thank the American Muslim Institute for partnering and providing some guests on our show. That's always awesome. And then we want to make sure that people go to newamericansmedia.com. That's the website where you can find a lot of other information, not just on this show, but a lot of great things as well. Amal, it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
One thing I'm going to do, I want to try this.
Okay.
Okay, we can't end a show without trying the food.
Right.
Okay?
So we have
what do you recommend?
plate.
Do I have a
So
should
let's
I
just
plate
get
this?
a plate and then get a spoon, and then we can you can tell me what you think.
Great.
All right.
Okay, and so if you were to pass this dish around, right?
Right.
Do I just take a piece of chicken?
Yeah.
Okay, and I take some of my rice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I want to get some of these caramelized onions and some of these raisins in there as well. That looks good. Now, you want to serve yourself? I can do it for you? Or
I
better let you grab your own chicken. You don't want my grubby fingers touching your food.
I did try a little bit earlier just to make sure that everything, all the salt was,
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
So you do add a little bit of salt?
You have to add salt, and sometimes actually we even add lemon as well to just brings out the flavor. Okay. I'm just gonna take.
So you're taking a little piece. Now, is that what you would normally do?
Yeah.
You normally cut off some and then take a little portion of that, or you take the whole leg?
I like to take the whole leg.
That's what I'm talking about. Take the whole leg.
Take the whole leg. Okay. So I want to see what you think.
Well.
Okay.
Let's see what I think, huh? Because I want to make sure I get the outer crust.
Right.
And some of the good chicken. Fantastic.
Right. Is the salt okay?
Salt's perfect.
Okay.
It's got a great, unique flavor.
So that's why it's good to make the spice at home yourself, and then so you know you get this good strong flavor and freshness.
The caramelized onions and the raisins and the basmati rice is fantastic too.
So you have some sweetness and some.
It is a little more sweet. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But the chicken's fantastic too because it's got there's that great outer layer.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And I love the skin on the chicken.
Right. Yes. Me too. Okay. Thank you.
Good stuff. Amal, great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.
I hate wrapping up a show with food in my mouth, but that's where we're at today. It's good to see you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's good
And
to
everybody
see you
out there, if you're thanks for watching. Again, go to newamericansmedia.com for everything. You can subscribe to all of our social media channels, YouTube channels, all good stuff, place to get some great recipes from around the world. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, OMA and the USA. Still talking with my mouth full of food. Hello, I'm Mike DiGiacomo, host of Spice and Recipe, The Origins of Flavor. If you love spices, then this is your channel. Subscribe here to learn all about the flavors of food and life as we travel around the world. We'll see you soon.